Hi there, everybody, and welcome to Roll with Advantage. Man, look at Varnas just kind of being in the way right there. Welcome to Roll with Advantage. My name is Joe, and welcome to a very, very, very surprise stream, session 60.5 of the Explorers of Efera. Oh, thank you for the host. Very much appreciated. Hans loves D&D. Who doesn't? That's the real question. So just a little bit of a precursor before this. This is our introductory session of two new player characters into the Explorers of Efera campaign, the campaign that plays on Fridays at 4 p.m. CST. These are going to be the two new PCs that are going to join Varnast, Alec, and Morgonix for the time being. And then as soon as Cyrus, or Zamir now, I suppose, comes back, then it'll be the six of them just cruising around Efera, fighting the Dark One, killing gnolls, doing all that good stuff, and potentially looking for the lost city of Nibiru. But before we get there, we have to ask ourselves, how do these new characters, Torin and Ovend, how do they get integrated in with the party? And, well, me as a DM, I'm of the philosophy, I really like to give players a chance to play their characters before they dive into the actual game itself. Kind of like a tutorial in a video game, you know? Like, let's kind of coast you along on this more finite, railroad, right? Let's get you to the point where you need to be, so that way you feel good about your character, you feel like you understand the mechanics of your character, and you found their voice by the time that you join into the big leagues and you're swinging with the pros. There was a lot of different metaphors used there, but I hope that was clear. So, with that, I think that we can go ahead and roll the intro and then get started. Which, I'm sorry in advance, Torin and Ovend aren't in the intro yet, but I can promise you by Friday they will be. And we are back. All right. So with that, let's go ahead and adjust this a little bit. Turn that off. And let's play one of these. So, before we dive in here, Eric, John, are there any questions that you have that you want to be addressed before we dive in?
I have none.
Nope.
Neither do I.
Okay, alrighty. Sounds good. So, like many great adventures, these two new explorers of Efera, this session point 5 begins with two people trying to escape their past, only to be thrown to the fire. Efera, the continent that these two are headed towards, is mostly uncharted territory, occupied by tribal people with a rich spiritual history. But between the cities of New Verdalka and New Efera, they offer a place for travelers to take their first steps into this distant land. A long journey has brought our newest heroes here. The longest the two of you have ever been on. 3 months you sailed, from Bromsgrove to New Efera. Over the course of that journey, these two new heroes have developed and grown and proven themselves. From fighting pirates on the high seas to saving a small town from a dangerous, profiteering mad mage. But now, you arrive in New Efera, a new world. One of you looking for what was lost to you, and the other looking to find themselves. So, as the camera pans and zooms towards the port of New Efera, we can see, let me get these guys out of here, we can see our two new characters exiting their ship on the port of New Efera. So, as the two of you are exiting the ship, you can see the sprawling city in front of you. And you can see all of it in what at one point in time would have been majesty, that is for sure, but now it is definitely a city that was once in ruin that is slowly being built up to what it used to be. You can see that probably half to 3/4 of the city is still destroyed or burned to a crisp. You can see that there are still small fires that are burning in faraway portions of the city, and you can definitely see the toll that it has had on the people that are living in this city. While there is a strain of hopefulness amongst the populace, it is definitely not without its strife and pain, especially these past few months, ever since the city had been attacked. You'd heard very little of what happened in New Efera, aside from what the captain of your ship had shared with you upon your arrival. You remember being in the captain's quarters one night, the two of you speaking with him, and the older, the older human man sharing with you what he had heard. As you sat in there, him saying,
"You know, I heard some awful things coming from that city. You know, I'm sure I heard of the revolution that happened, but what happened to New Efera, it's something different. Something darker. I heard of, beast-like men, you know. Faces and forms like hyenas, cackling in the night as they tore into people's houses, ripping them from their beds, and tearing them apart in the city streets. Burning everything down. And then there was another one, it said. A gnoll, tall as a giant, with an emerald eye. Burst down the gates of the city with one blast of that magic. So I've seen many things in my years as a sailor, as a captain, but I've never seen nothing like that. And I never want to. So I'll tell you right now, boys, we dock, I get supplies for my crew, and then you're on your own. No plans to come back to New Efera. You're just lucky you paid so well.
You can see as the two of you exit from the ship and begin to walk away, the captain and the crew sort of talking to the dock master, getting everything organized and set up. You can see that there are supplies that are promptly loaded onto the ship, and then no shore leave, no nothing. The ship immediately undocks as all of you are walking away and heads off. You're unsure where the captain of that ship is headed. All you know is that he believes that there is some dark magic going on in the city of New Efera, and he wants nothing to do with it. So, as the two of you begin to make your way through New Efera, there are a few things that catch your eye immediately. Although the city is distraught in some places, you can see just like vines or moss or even weeds growing through the cracks of stone and cement. Life is starting to bloom in this city once again. And you can see that in this main thoroughfare, this main boulevard going from the port to sort of the city center or the main district of the city, you can see that there are merchant stalls lined up along these walls, and as you are walking through, there is a man with coppery skin, long black hair, pointed ears of an elf, speaking in a thick dialect, sort of catching the two of you as you're passing by. He says, "Oh, hey, excuse me, sir, you, the gold dragonborn, and you, the half-orc, I have something, treasures that this world has never seen before. Should you be interested, you can unlock the secrets of the world. What say you? Come here, I will show you. For such a small price, too."
Torin just goes, "Oh, well, that sounds pretty good. Huh, Ovind?"
Very good indeed, huh? Ovind, yes? Come on.
Should we go over?
Oh, don't be
Or is
shy.
this a little too sketchy?
No, not sketchy at all. No. Look at my smile. Would you consider that sketchy? As he
It's a
proceeds
pretty
to
good smile.
He's smiling pretty sketchy, though. It's one of those smiles where the eyebrows aren't going up. It's like the eyebrows stay down, but there's a smile still.
Ovind is going to walk up to this individual, pull the glove from his hand, pull some powder out of his pocket, and wisp it in front of this person's face, and just see, looking deep into his eyes to see the genuineness.
Okay.
Is this guy up to something sketchy?
Make an insight check. Sort of catch him off guard as he kind of... What? Okay, 14. Okay. So, I mean, you can see that, as far as you can tell, it doesn't look sketchy. I mean, you look at the table in front of him, and nothing seems to really be quite miraculous or catch your eye. But as far as you can tell, he seems to be genuine.
Where are the real wares?
Ah, I see. A connoisseur of rare and fine items. Yes, of course, I cannot show them here on the table right away. That could cause problems. I could get some sneak thief running about and stealing my items, but no. I have very special items. Very special indeed. If you are interested, I will show you, of course.
Well, I mean, this sounds pretty good, honestly.
Oh, well,
Ovind will nod.
if you would like to see, follow me. Of course, I cannot show them in front of large groups of people. We must get some privacy, you know? Come on, follow.
We'll be right with you.
Ah, yes.
Ovind will look over and whisper in Torin's ear, if they try to rob us, at least we'll have connections with all of these thieves of the city. They'll know where everything is. So
Fine.
keep your guard up.
Torin whispers back, "Oh, my guard's always up. Also, this is like a trap, right? It feels
It's
pretty
definitely
much
a trap.
like a
It's
trap,
definitely
yeah.
a trap. Oh, yeah.
It's almost like the pirates, right? Yeah. No, it's fine. It will be fine, right? Yeah, we'll be fine.
Honestly, sitting on that ship so long, I'm looking for something.
Right? I'm a little itchy. I kind of want to, I don't, peace and everything, but sometimes you gotta let it out, man.
Ovind will nod and start walking behind this merchant.
Okay, all right.
Torin is also walking, and he's just kind of waving to people as he walks by.
People wave back at you. And so as you make your way down the alleyway, he's sort of leading you down. You can see that he has this very large, heavy cloak, sort of covering him. Sleeveless, though, as leaving his arms exposed. And you can see that his arms, like from his wrist all the way up to his shoulder, are just completely covered in tattoos as he's just walking through the alleyway and turns a corner as the two of you follow him. And as you follow him, he says, "Ah, yes, there we go. That is much better. Alone. Private. So, you would like to see the more rare goods, would you?"
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Well, feast your eyes. And in one quick motion, you can see he goes to unfasten his cloak and opens it in front of the two of you. And you can see a shirtless man wearing only his bloomers. And on the inside of the cloak, you can see that there are different magic things hanging from the cloaks in different places. Most of them seem to be clocks of some sort that he's just kind of holding out. Huh? You said you wanted the real goods, hmm?
Wait.
Actually, we just wanted to be alone with you so we could ask you some questions about your fair city.
Torin takes a hint and goes, yeah, what he said.
You don't want to buy clocks?
Wait, no, why would we? I can't tell time really well anyways.
Okay. He ties his cloak back up. You want to know
Well,
about
no,
the
I
city?
mean-
No, it's okay.
I mean, no, it's.
I
it-
realize.
I'm
No,
sorry.
no,
it's-
You're
I,
not wearing a shirt.
I
Your
do this-
nipples
I-
are
honestly,
so hard
it came
right
off a
now.
little bit sketchy.
It's-
It's like
there was a
Why?
breeze. What would you
It's
want me to
not
do?
even
I can't
cold.
control.
you didn't even. You
You-
said magic items and you showed us
Oh.
clocks. So we're kind
They're
of
magical
thrown off a
clocks.
little bit.
They help.
Oh,
tell
they
the
are?
time. Yes.
Like, you say it so fast that it sounds like you're saying another word. I hope you understand.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let's move on from this. You want to know about the city? What do you want to know? I'll tell you anything, provided you buy a clock.
No, I'm just gonna give you money for information.
Will you at least take a clock?
I'll buy a clock. I'll buy a clock from you if that'll make you feel better.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Do
Okay.
you have like a golden one?
Yeah. It's gold. Enough.
What does that mean?
Oven puts his hand on, like back of his hand onto Torin's chest to stop him just a little bit. Remember, not all gold is gold.
Right.
And he pulls out a small, what looks to be pocket watch, and he says, "This one right here, you can actually, what you can do is you can actually tell the time in different planes of existence. This one is tied to, and he kind of shakes it and listens to it. I think asphodel. I'm not quite sure. So you can tell the time, and don't mind the scrapes and scratches." And he kind of tosses it towards you. And Torin, you might not be the smartest man, but this is definitely like gilded. Like it's not real gold.
Torin just looks at it and he goes, "Oh wow, you can tell the times in different planes. That's cool. How much is it?"
Oh, modest 4,000 gold.
Okay, all right. Here's your clock back.
Okay, catches it. All right. Okay. That's only fair. You know, who needs to know the time in asphodel, right?
Well, for 4,000 gold, I'll just ask somebody if they're from there.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. You know, I realized when I bought all these clocks, it may have been a bad investment, but at least now I got nothing but time on my hands.
Hey, I understand.
That was a pretty good joke.
Did someone, like a friend of yours, say that it was a new business? And like, if he bought clocks, and then you bought clocks for him, and then someone above him bought and sold clocks to 5 of their friends.
Yeah, and he told me, Hakim told me, if I found 5 more friends to give some of the clocks to, I would keep a portion of the profits, and then those profits would continue to go up. It seemed like a
it's
good
kind
deal.
of like, yeah, you have like the top person, and then there's people
Yeah.
under them, and it's like almost like a pyramid.
No,
kind of
not a
thing.
pyramid. No, because the person starts at the bottom, and then they spread out from the top. Or from the bottom going up to the top.
Okay, isn't that just an upside down pyramid?
This sounds like a pyramid scheme to me.
I don't follow. No.
I don't know if this is the person that's gonna know anything.
Hey, no.
about this city,
no.
Torin.
I mean, if you're willing to pay, I've been here for a while. I've lived in New Efera for 3 weeks. I know a lot. I've been around.
Yeah, is he lying?
Make an insight check.
So much. Insight check. Where are my stuff? Yo, 20. Hey, it's pretty good for Torn.
Well, yeah. 10. Okay. I mean, he seems exacerbated, but you're not sure if that's because he's afraid he's not going to get what's going to pay for his meals for the next couple of weeks, or if it's because he actually does know, or he actually has been living here. You're not quite sure.
Oh wow.
3 gold. We'll give you that.
Oh, yes. Ask away. Any questions? I'll answer as many as you want for 3 gold. That's like, that's so much.
All right.
Leans over to Oven because I don't have many questions. You could. This is all you.
Very well. We need a place to stay. Somewhere safe, but out of the eye of...
Place to stay. Somewhere out of the eye. It just depends how nice of a place you wanted to stay in. There aren't many. Some of the older places have been renovated since the attack. They've been sort of re-gone through and fixed ever since everything went down. Let's see. The closest place is what's renovated of the Taste of Tranquility, which is very nice. And there are a few natives of Efera that are currently running that place. It was under old management, from what I heard. So there's that if you're looking for something nicer. But if you're looking for something closer to the gate, closer to leaving, I would recommend the Din Inn. It is very nice, very cheap, and you have like private little cottages that you stay in as opposed to one massive building. So if you like a little more privacy, might be a good idea.
Oh, that last one sounds pretty good. Also, DM, what was the first one you said?
The Taste of Tranquility.
Thank you. I actually have a question. I know I said I didn't have questions, but actually I have a question. What happened, around what's happened here recently? I see there's a lot of damage and stuff.
And you can see that that's sort of like zany nature does reside a little bit as he says, I as far as I know, like I said, I had arrived after the fighting.
Fighting?
Yes. There was a revolution. The natives, they were being taken by the masses in chains. And there was a group of individuals who fought back against who were the governors of New Efera and a private military company known as the Golden Shields, who were kind of orchestrating everything. They lost. And I don't know. I've heard a lot of things. I've heard that the natives they prayed to their gods and created these deadly spiritual warriors that came through the city and decimated everything. But I've also heard of other things about them. Massive beastmen who tore down the walls stone by stone and overwhelmed the city with pure numbers. I don't know what exactly to believe. I've never had any problems with any natives, but it is strange to say the least.
Wow. Well, does everything seem to be kind of on the mend from all of that?
Oh, yes, on the mend now, definitely. Things seem to get better every day.
Well, that's good. Man, the people who saved this place sound really cool.
Yes, they, I think that they had left to the Gemstone Archipelago. What were their names? There was a Snarnast, a Balek, Torlagonix, and a I forget the other one's name, but he's friends with Ziggy. You'll see them. They fly around the city a fair bit.
Oh, well, they sound like great people. I can't. Snarnass seems a really cool name.
Yeah.
Anyway, so can I have that gold now?
Do we have any other questions, Oven?
Do. DM, would we know about Grace Baines?
Yes, I was actually just about to message you.
Oh,
So,
cool.
you would have been able to, in Brahmsgrove, gather that to the place in the, because all you know is you're just looking for a cave in the Bloody Mesa, and all you know is that above that cave, carved into the in the mesa, like in the actual like rock and stone, is a skull. So you know where that is, and in Brahmsgrove, you were told that there is one archaeologist who specializes in Efera, and specifically the Bloody Mesa, and that would be Grace Baines.
Yeah, we're looking for an archaeologist by the name of Grace Baines.
A what?
Oh, right, intelligence. Where are all the smart people in this town?
Well, most of the smarter people, they have been helping in rebuild some of the areas where the stone has become, well, it's too heavy for people to move, just picking up stone after stone. So as of right now, I think that they are near, probably where the guild quarter used to be. If you had, and he kind of points his finger, northward, probably northeast in the city. If you head that way, you should find somebody, especially considering how strong the two of you look, somebody who is asking for help, to move things.
Oh, I'm very strong.
You look it. Can I have the gold
Also,
now?
I'll give you 2 gold for that clock.
Deal. He throws the clock at you.
Corin, that's not a... Fine. Thank you.
I saved about 3,000 something gold.
3,998 gold. Yeah,
Okay.
I got you.
All right.
Here. And he'll hold out his hand and hold out the gold.
Oh, 5 gold. All right. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, yeah.
Well, here's the thing. My friend here called me by a name that's not my name. Ovend, he said. That, don't go spreading that name around. And he'll look deep into this person's eyes to intimidate.
Okay. All right. Make an
And just
intimidation
like
check.
pull him in closer to him.
All right. Let's see this intimidation.
Oh boy.
Oh, so close. So you pull him in, and he's kind of like right there, and you can tell that he's like wincing away, and he's like, I mean, of course, I won't, but is this something with people, and of course, I said I wouldn't, but is this something people would pay to know about an Ovend?
I don't think anyone actually knows who we are, so probably not.
I won't say.
Torin, you and I need to have a conversation, and that... Here's 5 more gold. Don't say anything about that name.
Ah. You got it. Silence is my middle name. Thank you.
Is it?
Is it really? That's a weird one.
That's a weird middle name.
It's
What is your full name and where you stay? Just curious.
And your social security.
I really just kind of stay around. I can't exactly afford lodging. Mostly I stay along the thoroughfare, but my name is Rakim.
Great. Well, We'll see you around then, friend.
Yes, of course, Torin and he who must not be named. See? Lips are sealed, throw away the key.
All right. Well, I mean,
Oh,
person of who I'm with. Should we go?
yeah. Do you want to go? Go to the tavern first, and ask more about this Grace individual.
I'm following your lead, buddy.
Very well. Yeah, while we're in the city and around new people, it's probably best you don't say my first name. I know I haven't told you my last. Yeah, I'll tell you more later, but just, I don't know, call me, I don't know, some cool dragonborn name.
Thorin starts thinking really hard.
You should also call him Torin, so there are 3 Torins in the city of New Efera.
I will, let's workshop this. I'm gonna think of a good name for you. But for right now, I'll just call you buddy.
But when we... Fine.
I'll have a name picked out before we talk to the next person or anybody. Promise.
Yeah, but you gotta tell me before you say it to them. That way don't look at you all confused like.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, just give me a couple minutes. All right, I'm gonna think on this.
You know what? Call me Vlad. Vladimir. That's a regal name.
That's a pretty good name, actually. Wait, what's my name then? Or should I just go by Torin?
Just go by. I'll tell you. He just rubs his forehead as he looks at Torin. I knew this day would come. I knew I shouldn't have told you my real name. Come on. We'll go to the tavern, drop off our stuff, and see if we can learn more about this city.
All right, good deal. But I still want to. I think it's cool that you have like a name that's not your name.
Okay.
So
Yep.
I kind of want one now.
All right. How about Buddy? There you go.
Hey, that's a good name. I like that one.
Yeah, a good friend of mine told me you should use that one.
I like it.
There we go.
All right, let's go.
Absolutely
Shaking his
amazing.
shakes his head and just begins walking out.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, alrighty. So, as all of you are making your way, or the 2 of you are making your way through the city streets of New Efera, you can see that there is a large group gathered around what looks to be an elevated platform or stand with a podium. And you can see standing behind that podium is another Dragonborn, actually. Yeah, and you can see that this Dragonborn is of blue scales, standing and giving a speech right now, saying something to a large crowd of people here. And as you all approach, you can see that he says,
Now, here, I understand, my people, that right now you could be concerned about what you have been seeing. But I can promise you, as your governor, we are doing everything we can to make sure that this city is going to be returned to its former glory. But all of you must understand, I am not the governato, nor will I ever be. The same practices that he fell into through lust of gold and lust of profiteering, I will not fall into. You have my word of that. We are a new people now, a new nation, A federation is being formed between New Efera and New Verdalka, and we will have peace. We will have tranquility, and we will have success. My people, as your governor, I can promise you I will make it my mission day in, day out. I will lose sleep if I have to make sure you have what you need. Everything I can do for you, I will. But I can promise you I will not cut corners, and I will not enslave those that this land belongs to. Too long did I keep silent, and never again will I allow that to happen while I am governor. And might I say, if you believe I am wrong in that, you can leave my city, and it will be better for it.
With that, you can see he sort of exhales, and you can see that like so much energy with that these sort of like blue streaks of electricity kind of exhale with the steam coming out of his nose, being the blue dragonborn that he is. And you can hear different people standing up near the front have like journals and pens in their hands as they're just kind of writing down what he was saying. And they're saying, Governor Torin, a question, please. He says, no time for questions. There's work to be done still. As you all see Governor Torin, this blue dragonborn lad here. You can see that he does now start to begin to walk away, escorted by some guards back towards different parts of the city, as some of the journalists seem to chase after him to ask him questions, but it's something that you catch along the way.
Did he just say his name was Torin?
Good thing you're going by buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I think you did. I think there's enough commotion going on in the city that we might be able to pass through without much notice.
Yeah, it seems that way. It seems like they're trying to figure stuff out. Lets us kind of go under the radar. Whatever that is.
Not our problem. That's what it is. We gotta keep moving.
We're going to the tavern, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So as you get ready to head to the Den Inn, that place that is just a collection of cottages all around an area for a little bit of peace and privacy, you do, as you're heading there, somebody does stop you. Somebody doesn't stop you. As you're walking along, you can tell that there's a large group of people heading away from an area. And in that moment, there is somebody, as the two of you are just kind of minding your own business. Torin, they actually bump into your shoulder. And you can see this dark elf man, longer silver hair, and these sort of shimmering red eyes, sort of bumps into your shoulder, and he says, I'm so sorry, my good man. I'm sorry. I definitely didn't mean to.
Fine. No, I'm sorry. Sorry.
No need to apologize. Please. Well, have a good rest of your day. Sorry for bothering you.
Well, if you bumped into us, why don't we just ask you some questions real quick? You have a minute?
Kind of looks over his shoulder back to the way he was walking. Yeah, I've got a few moments.
We are high society folk looking for an establishment of education. And we're wondering if there's a library or a university or something of that notion around here.
Well, it's nice to have educated folk around, that's for sure. Ever since the fighting, there's been an influx of dullards in the city, which I'm sure you've already had the pleasure of encountering. Sadly, and believe me when I say it is very devastating, the largest reliquary of information within the city happened to be Sanctuary, which was a large temple dedicated to the 9 divines, but sadly it was sacked and destroyed during the Knoll attacks that happened, what would have been, I suppose, maybe a month and a half ago now. So most of that information has been destroyed. There is a woman by the name of Grace who's been trying her best to reacquire most of that information and collect that and put it in the People's Forum, which is a place for people to go, voice their concerns, and hope that Governor Torin will hear them.
This Grace individual, will she currently be at the People's Forum?
Last I heard, yes. She spends most of her time there.
And, yeah, my apologies. My name's Vladimir, and this is my, traveling companion, Buddy.
Yep.
Vladimir and Buddy.
I didn't get your name, though.
Well, of course, the pleasure is all yours. Denin Bainir. Wonderful to meet you. Shakes both of your hands.
It's very nice to meet you.
Torin's gonna look him up and down to make sure. Sorry, Torin. Sorry, Oven's going to look him up and down. I'm sure Torin will too.
Yeah.
And just make sure that nothing new came into his pockets.
Yeah. Yeah, so you check your pockets. And easy enough, like you can just pat him down and there's nothing as far as you can tell. That wasn't supposed to be there before.
And nothing left our pockets.
No, as far as you can tell, nothing left your pockets. He's just all smiles. You can see that just as the two of you have been talking and you've been making your way throughout New Efera on this day, it definitely is not a clear and sunny day. Very dark, very overcast, with rain every once in a while. So maybe some of your areas, like your pockets or your coats, are a little bit wet, but as you go to check them and pat them, all of your personal possessions are still there.
My hammer's still on my side.
Yes. No, it's not. And, you know, he just kind of Denon looks at you and says, so do you have any other questions? I'd be more than happy to answer them. Would you like me to walk you to the People's Forum? Make sure you find your way there.
That is awfully kind of you. We'll take you up on that offer.
Ah, good.
And compensate you for your time as well.
Oh. No, don't worry about it. Believe me, where I come from, the money falls like an endless waterfall, so I won't take your money.
Or
where do you come from?
compensation.
Sorry. Sorry, Vlad.
Oh, that's gonna take a while. Yes. Compensation was not monetary. Drinks, food, any of that was also on the table as well. Company, as it were.
Now, I might take you up on the company. Sadly, not very hungry at the current moment. I actually just got done eating breakfast a while ago, so...
Oh, we should totally go eat at some point.
Well, there's a wonderful little bistro in the People's Forum. I thoroughly recommend it.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yes.
Very well. Let's, Denon,
Yes.
we'll join you and follow you in.
Wonderful. Wonderful indeed. Follow me. Let's go. No time like the present.
Torn's still walking through the street, waving to people.
Yeah, so as you are making your way through the street and just kind of walking and talking, waving at people, Torin, you do notice that there is one man, a very sweet smile on his face, darker ebony complexion, a shaven head, and very, very kind eyes, wearing simple robes. As you wave at him, he says, "Oh, excuse me, sir, might I borrow you for a moment? You have a very, very large stature, and sadly, I think that there might be someone trapped in this building, or at least a body of some sort, but I'm not strong enough to move the stone myself."
Yeah, Vlad, well, yeah.
Thank you so much.
I'm just trying to, in the time that I'm here, trying to make things right.
Yeah, of course. Where do you need?
Here,
Where are they at?
Follow me. And he leads you, not very far from the main road, but to a building that very large building that's kind of toppled over and collapsed in many places. And as you get closer, you think that you can start to hear some noise, maybe some scratching, a very coarse voice that has probably been yelling for a while. And he says, right there, yeah, I can help you move the stone, but I just can't do it myself. And you too, if you feel as though you're capable, please, I'd love the help.
Yeah. So there's like a building with stone in front of it.
Yeah, it's kind of like this large stone pillar that had fallen on the house, and like the only way out would be by moving that stone pillar out of the way.
Yeah, Torn's gonna have like this sense of urgency of like, oh, someone's trapped, and he's gonna run over there and try to move this stone.
Yeah, okay. So you kind of begin to move it and shake it. Go ahead and make an athletics check with advantage since this individual right here is helping you.
Okay. Okay. I rolled on the dice 13 plus 9. So what is that? Oh god, 22.
Okay, 22. Alrighty, sounds good. So that combined with you and Galadar sort of shifting back and forth, rolling this stone, eventually the two of you are able to get your hands under it, move it up, and then bring it up so it's like straight up in the air and then crash down into the ground as the pillar just sort of shatters and breaks into like 1,000 pieces. As you can see this, what looks to be this two small children, maybe gnomes, they start to sort of climb out and they have like small animals in their hands. They're just sort of crying. And this man, he goes over to them. He says, oh, no, it's all right. It's all right. You're safe now. Don't worry. And he kind of lifts them up and sets them down on the ground. And
Do they look injured?
Two small children.
Yeah, two small children. They look hurt. Yeah, different scrapes and bruises. You can see that the man, he does on one of them, he does place his hand and channel some healing magic into it, and the wounds begin to close. And he would do the same to the other one, unless Oven, you were gonna run up and do something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oven's gonna walk over and do exactly that, and
As the healing magic is kind of cast, Torn just gonna kind of lean down to the kids and go, is everyone all right? Are you okay?
We feel better now. Do you know?
Good.
Do you know where Mommy and Daddy is?
I don't currently, but I could definitely help find them. I'm sure they're somewhere around here. He's gonna pull his shield around and go, hey, look at this. Watch this. You want to see something cool?
Yeah. They're just definitely very shaken right now.
So he's gonna pull his shield around, which has a face on it. It's and he's going to turn the face that's kind of just like stale. He's gonna make it smile.
You can see the two of them definitely smile at that.
He's gonna make it like do like a tongue out. Like he's gonna make his shield start doing like silly faces.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. And the two of them, you can tell that it does take them a minute because they are in shock after, who knows how long they've been there for. But they do start to smile as the man who you were talking to starts to pull out some small bits of food and bread and water, allowing them to drink it. And as they do, the shield starts to make them laugh a little bit more as they calm down a little bit. You can see that one of them is holding a very small dog and the other one is holding what seems to be like a small lizard as they have their pets with them as they're just kind of holding them tight. And the man is kind of checking on the animals as well. And the man kind of looks up to you, Torin, and smiles and says, Thank you for your help. I'll help them find their parents, but thank you so much, all of you. Looking to the two of you and not looking towards Denon, because Denon approached, but he did not try and help at all.
Torn is also just kind of gonna whisper to the man and go, do you think that they might be inside?
And you can see the man, he kind of has a very solemn look on his face, and he says, I don't know. I'm going to take them to a place. There's a recent friend I've made. He should be able to take them and entertain them for a while I look through the remains, but I'm assuming so.
I'm sorry, what's the card game in the world?
Kingdoms and Castles.
Okay. So I have a playing card set in my gear, so I assume that's what that is.
Yeah.
So Torn is gonna take out his Kingdom and Castle set and go, here, while you're waiting to the kids, you can play with these. I think they'll be better in your hands.
And you can see the young boy, he grabs them and sort of shares them with his sister as the two of them are starting to flip through the cards. And Torin, having spent most of his time, at least recently, in Brahmsgrove, it is a Bella Clara deck. So it's a deck that centers around collecting large amounts of gold and then using those to buy units and then to win that way. And you can see they're just sort of pointing at different heroes from like Belaclaran history and like units of renown. And they're like, oh, look at that. That's so cool. Oh, we can build Belka. Oh, I've always wanted to go to Belka. And they're just sort of going back and forth. And they look up to you and they say, well, the young boy says, thank you so much.
Hey, no problem. Don't worry. I'm sure that your parents are around here somewhere. They probably just got lost in the alleyways or something. We'll try to find them for you.
Okay.
In the meantime, play with those cards and beat everyone that you see at this game. Okay?
Okay. And he kind of looks to his sister, and the two of them smile at each other, and they kind of grab each other's hands.
He's gonna stand up and kind of pat them on the head. Give a somewhat somber look to the man and look back at Ovind. And say, what should we do?
We can see if we can find them tonight. We'll do a ritual.
The man who you had been talking to, he sort of leaves the kids by themselves for just a moment and comes over to the two of you and says, please, don't worry, I can handle it. Thank you both for your help so much. I wish I had gold to give, but sadly anything I give goes to the rebuilding effort.
Speaking of which, and Ovind will pull 2 gold out of his pocket and hand it to this individual. Give this to the children. Make sure that they're fed.
Of course. And by the way, should you need anything, my name's Galadar. And he reaches out his hand to shake it to the both of you.
Vladimir the Strange, a seer of the unseen, and my traveling companion.
Well, it's good to know that there are, even in a world full of strange people, that able to find familiar faces.
DM, can Torn ascertain that this guy is like actually good of heart and like he's contemplating whether to give his real name to this guy?
It's interesting. Make an insight check. Ooh, actually, okay, yeah. Oh,
Well, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, he seems so genuine and so nice, but Torin has had people in the past who seemed genuine and nice that were just lying straight to his face. I would like you to, as you're standing in front of him, I'd like you to just make a religion check.
Okay. Ooh, I'm actually good at these. Somewhat. Ooh, okay.
Okay, 22. Without using it, your divine sense just kind of begins to go off a little bit. It's such a strong connection in front of you that even without expending a use of it, it does go off.
Does it give me the type?
Yes. Just from that religion check and looking into his eyes, you can see that where the colors, the hues of his eyes to some people might seem green, you can see that they're like this swirling mix of gold. As you detect that this is a celestial, literally like an angel of some kind. but just in a more mortal-seeming form.
Well, with that, Torin is gonna kind of bow and go, my name's Torin. Torin Shadowstone. Nice to meet you.
There's sort of a look of realization on his face. Please, no, stand up straight. You're fine. You're the real hero here. And I'll kind of clap your hand and say, remember, if you need anything, Galadar. I'll be here for at least a few more weeks, should you need anything.
Hey, yeah. I hope you're able to find their parents. If you need us to help, just let us know.
I will. Well, thank you. Please, have a good rest of your day. I don't want to keep you held up any longer. I'll make sure these two get to safety, and I'll make sure they get fed.
Very well. We're actually looking for someone, and I'd like to know people a little bit more before I meet them the first time, if I can. Have you heard anything about this Grace, who's apparently at the People's Forum?
Yes, Grace Baines. Wow, small world. I am actually, associates with, a previous relation of hers. I guess that's the best way I can put it.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes, well, no, Grace is in the city. She is in the People's Forum. And she has been helping sort of reorganize any of the historical texts related to the natives. Anything she can find, at least. Most of the texts were destroyed.
Well, that's great information. Thank you.
Yes, I know that she has been itching to get out and about, but she's trying to make sure everything is well organized here before she ever thinks about leaving.
I guess we should hurry up and try to catch her.
No, yes, please, I have everything covered here. Thank you so much, both of you.
It was a pleasure, and I hope we see you again.
Likewise.
I don't know what it is, but I just have a funny feeling that we will be seeing each other again.
Me too.
Well, see you soon, I suppose. With that, Galadar will smile, and he'll go back to the two gnome children and start to walk them through the city streets towards wherever that friend of his is that is maybe watching over these people, making sure they're safe.
As we're walking towards the People's Forum, Torin will say to Oven and go, that guy was a celestial.
Oh, was he? It's interesting. As Denon is still walking with you. See, I had my suspicions. Not very uncommon, especially after times of great strife. There's an individual, a woman named Morganix. I thought that I recognized the name Galadar. You would not believe, I've heard the craziest stories about they call themselves the Wardens of Pharah. Yes,
maybe that's what that guy was talking about at the docks.
Oh, so you know of Morganix, of Varnast and Alec, I believe he goes by Zamir now.
Oh, well, that wasn't their names. No, well, it was like Tornonyx,
Bolek,
Bolek,
Tarlikic,
yeah,
Oh, wow.
Ziggy. A lot of talk about Ziggy.
Yeah,
Must be a fan favorite or something.
Yes. If you look up right there, and Denon kind of points up into the sky, and you can see, like I said, it's a very overcast day, and kind of piercing through the clouds, you can see these flying creatures. Not dragons. They almost look like griffins to a degree, but I would say that considering Oven's like personal knowledge of just mystical things, he would be able to recognize them as hippogriffs. And he can see mounted on top of the hippogriffs are what look to be men and women in plate armor. I'm not sure which one he is, but one of those flying up there is he's actually a knight from Tarkir, Lapierre. But
that one, he used to go by Cyrus, but Zamir now, apparently they had a fun nicknaming session during the revolution, where now he's called Ziggy. Apparently he has a tattoo of it somewhere on his body.
Oh, that's a lot of information that you know about this person.
Yes.
Yeah, you went in real deep, friend.
Yes, well, I'm somewhat of a historian. I like to jot the histories of great heroes and make sure that every detail is preserved just as it happened. You see, what happens typically in history is you have, the history books are written by the victors. So there is this twisting of the words to put those heroes on a pedestal. And while I believe that you should treat great people as great, not all great people are good people. And I think that that's only fair to keep in mind.
That's a pretty good observation, actually.
Yes. Well, when you've been around as long as I have, things start to click a little easier. Oh, goodness.
Oh,
Well, come along, no need to dally.
Actually, I think we're gonna take a short break over here. You go on ahead and continue on your day. We'll see you later.
Well, all right. It was wonderful meeting all of you, the two of you.
You as well. It's very nice to meet you. Always good to make new friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when making a friend like me, even better, right? Well, the two of you enjoy the rest of your day, and good luck finding Grace. I hope that we get a chance to meet again. And you can see the smile, very odd. There's a hunger in his eyes, but turns away, rounds a corner, and walks away.
Torn does that thing where, like, you say "you too" back to somebody, but like it doesn't make sense. You know, like,
Yeah.
and then he just turns to Oven and goes, did I do something wrong?
No, that's just kind of person we don't want to be in the debt of.
Yeah, he kind of seemed a little weird when I said that Galadar was a celestial. I hope that doesn't come back to bite us in the ass later.
It was because he didn't help us when we were... He does not seem to have a kind spirit.
No, I agree with that.
I'm sure we can find our way on our own.
Oh, for sure. Well, we should get going.
We shall. And yeah,
Let's
Oven will
head
continue on the way.
Alrighty. Sounds good. So the two of you continue throughout the city streets of New Efera. The last, say, 45 minutes of your walk goes rather uninterrupted. As you can see, most of this part of the city hasn't even been touched yet. Still ruined, still destroyed, fire still burning. You don't hear any cries coming from any buildings, but eventually you do get to the People's Forum. And as you arrive, you can see that this part of the city has been rebuilt. For the most part, you can see a collection of small buildings erected, very simple buildings, just kind of wooden slats thrown up with these like thatch or tin roofs just to give shelter in case it does rain at all. At about this moment, reaching the People's Forum, you can see, though, that the clouds begin to disperse and the sun begins to shine. As you can see, there is a... what do you mean? You can see a woman sort of shouting out commands. You can see these circular large glasses sitting atop her nose, long gray hair pulled back into the sort of half up, half down, as she's just yelling and shouting out, no, that does not go in that building. How many times do I have to tell you that? No. That over there. Thank you very much. Please, ladies and gentlemen, we do not have time to dally here. How long until... please. No, please, stop that. It goes there. Northmost building. Thank you so much. As you can see this woman shouting out commands that Ovind, Torin, she matches the description of Grace Baines, and from what that graduate of the College of Hearthcrest told you in Brahmsgrove, there is no doubt in your mind that this is Grace Baines. There are very few women who are that commanding in a group, especially as large as this, especially as old as she seems to be.
Ovind, I'll try to keep my mouth shut as much as possible. This is all you, buddy.
Right. Very well. What looks like it needs the most help?
Yeah, honestly, there is this, how it's working is there are all of these buildings that are constructed in a semicircle, and there's a whole bunch of materials that are placed in the middle. And Oven, obviously being, educated, considering your background, you can tell that some of these books are fiction, some of them are nonfiction, some of them are history, some of them are plays, and you kind of recognize just from the different coding that is used on them what they're supposed to be and where they're supposed to go. You see all of those things in the center of the room, or in the center of this area, so I'd say that you could probably have a pretty good idea on where they're supposed to go, considering the different names of the buildings and what's all being set up in this area.
So, and how many people are in this general area?
I'd probably say about 15 or 20, kind of helping her organize all this stuff.
Rad. I'm going to target 10 of them with mass suggestion, relaying where everything should go.
Okay. All right. So you can see that they kind of let's see, what is that? A DC probably 17 wisdom save? 18?
Yes.
Okay, 17. Okay.
17.
Okay, so let's see. That's 5. That is a 13. That is a 5. That is a 13. That's a 12. That's an 11. That is an 8. That is a 16. And that is a 17. So you can see that 9 of them fail. And as you were sort of giving out that command on where the book should go, you can see Grace like an eagle spotting her prey immediately turns towards you, and you can see her about to say the words, "What in God's name do you think you're..." And then she looks, and you can see that those workers, 9 of them start doing exactly what was told, and they pick up the right things, they put it in the right buildings. And she looks back to you and says, well, all right. And she steps down from the podium that she was on and approaches the two of you and says, well, it's very nice to make your acquaintance. Professor Baines, it is. I'm
Vladimir Lestrange, and my companion.
Buddy.
Vladimir and Buddy.
I think he meant to say his real name.
Torin.
It's okay. She's good.
He just calls me Buddy a lot. Sorry.
Oh, very well. Torin and Vladimir. Vladimir. Let me guess. Judging from the name, language of origin... Part of me wants to say Bella Clara, but you're missing the regional dialect. Very interesting. So, Vladimir, Torin, what brings you to the People's Forum? I'm assuming you didn't come here because you have a passion for organizing and storing books. There must be something else you've come here for.
The privilege of making your acquaintance and hopefully your assistance in certain matters.
Go on.
We have a certain cave that we wish to go to in the Bloody Mesa, and have been told by many that you would be the person to find for that job.
The Bloody Mesa, you say?
We would offer you gold, but it seems like you're an individual that needs capable hands, and possibly knowledge is more valuable to you than that
Yes.
of gold.
Hmm.
I have certain secrets, certain abilities to acquire knowledge that are outside the norm. I'm willing to offer those abilities in exchange of your assistance.
And I'm also very strong and good at fighting.
He can punch through a wall.
Well, I think you should know that if you plan on going to the Bloody Mesa, you'll want about 4 more like him. If you plan on going there, I'm assuming you understand how dangerous it is, correct?
It has been relayed, but we have seen our own fair share of danger, as it were.
Ah, I would hope. So making your way to Efera typically isn't a peaceful jaunt without strife. You heard what happened to New Efera, correct?
It has come across many a conversation.
Yes. Have you heard of a gnoll by the name... Gnolls is what they are. Most of the people here call them beastmen. They are gnolls. A gross twisting of flesh mixed with bestial lineage. Terrifying creatures, an insatiable bloodlust. Now, these gnolls are not only twisted by this bloodlust, but some gnolls have an extreme connection to hemomancy. Are you familiar, either one of you, with hemomancy?
Are we familiar?
The two of you, I'd say, no, maybe Ovind a little bit, just considering the Western Salamander's proximity to the College of Hearthcrest and... oh, actually, you know what? There is a group in the Western Salamander, specifically the Fractured Peninsula, that do practice blood magic, which is what hemomancy is.
Would Torm know it?
I mean, maybe as you were sailing past the Fractured Peninsula, maybe Ovind would have shared a little bit about the different clans, or the different factions that exist within there. The Ualjit is what they're called. Ualjit. They are like mountain-dwelling savages that, like, they practice blood magic, and they consume it in order to be able to use it.
Torm is not going to say anything.
I've, as a purveyor of tales, I have encountered many forms of spiritual enlightenment. And, well, I'm familiar.
Ah, yes. So that's part one, the hemomancy, right? You have these absolutely savage, bloody gnolls who will do nothing else above killing and maiming and devouring. Then you have the next tier up, right? You have the mindless hordes that do as they're commanded, but then you have their commanders, their generals. Those generals typically are not only skilled in hemomancy, but it has recently been discovered that these gnolls, these generals, these commanders, that they have the ability to any corpse that they find on the ground to shift it into a half-undead, half-alive, bloodthirsty gnoll. Not only that, but with undead fortitude like you would find on some type of a skeleton or zombie.
That does not sound good.
Yes. Now, when New Efera was attacked, there were maybe... I believe, if the last calculations that the college received were correct, there were about 750,000 people within New Efera. Do you know how many people have been found in the rescue effort so far? 15,000.
just kind of deflates a little bit.
Now, in case you are not the sharpest with math, that leaves 735,000 people unaccounted for. 735,000. I have no problem going into the Bloody Mesa again. Believe me, I do not. In fact, it's like a second home to me. But if we're going in there, I want you to know the dangers of what you're exposing yourself to. The last thing I want is to have 2 deaths on my hands and have a guilty conscience because of it.
So, question. Sorry. He raises his hand. The Bloody Mesa, is that where these gnolls reside?
Correct.
Right. So if we are to go in there and rid the Mesa of these gnolls, that would be good, right?
And you can see she kind of pinches her, like, nose bridge and, like, lifts up her glasses a little bit. Yes, if you could kill not only the 735 gnolls that are now newly existed, or the who knows how many before that, if you could probably guesstimating upwards of 1 million, then yes, that would be very good. You would rid Efera of a scourge that's been plaguing it for, at least as far as I know, the last 2,000 years. That would be quite amazing.
It's a lot of math.
Yes, it is.
Right. Vlad? He kind of just steps back. He's like, oh no, I've asked too many questions.
The job is not connected to what our goal in the Bloody Mess is. If we keep our head down and make it to where we need to be, one job at a time, Torin.
Right.
There's a certain thing I need. I've been searching for some time, and I would go to any length of the earth to find it. And I will throw any piece of knowledge, any piece of gold to get it.
Listen,
So, these stories of gnolls and the undead, I'd bury as many as I could to get to where I need to be.
well, as long as you know the dangers, you understand the risk, and you still want to go, I won't stand in your way. There are things I can gain from going out into the Bloody Mesa. I just dare not go by myself. So, if you understand the risks and you still would like to go, I have no problem taking you. But I just want both of you to be well aware of it. So, Vlad, as it were, and Torin, or Buddy, I guess I should say. Both of you know the risks, and Ovind, you said you still wish to go. Buddy, do you still feel the same way?
Oh, yeah. For sure.
I'm sorry, what name did you just say? I think you might have said something.
Had you not said
He's-
Torin yet?
No,
Okay,
you accidentally said Ovind.
Oh, I did. Oh, shit. That was my bad.
No, that's good.
Okay, yeah, no, she
I
would have.
mean,
She would
if
have said
she's
Vlad.
that perceptive, I mean,
No,
goddamn.
no,
She's the villain.
literally the dark one. All right. Okay, so with that, she'll look towards Vlad and to Buddy, and say, "Well, if you understand the risks, then..." And you can see her kind of zone out for a moment, and her brows furrow, and she starts yelling, not at the two of you, but just like out into the ether. "Duncan Baines, you have some gall using sending on me, you dastardly devil. How dare, after all of this time, you reach out to me as if you don't..." Sending, damn. Sorry, 1 second. And you see her kind of have this moment of reflection, and she sighs. Well, it seems as though you're not going to be heading into the Bloody Mesa on your own.
Well, that's good.
Yes. Well, till you find out the company.
Oh,
People you've encountered before?
Just one. Apparently, my ex-husband has some individuals that need escorted into the Bloody Mesa as well. We'll meet you in Nazunet. Be there as soon as you can. And this time, Duncan Baines, don't be late.
Any other names of these individuals?
He said one of them was an old student of his, who came to Efera looking for him. So there'll at least be someone, a graduate of the College of Hearthcrest, which is good, I suppose. Any of the other ones, I'm not exactly sure. Sadly, I myself am not a spellcaster of any kind. Oh, I'm so sorry. You know I never meant to be late all those years ago. I only ever wanted to, It's the same lie every single time. He knows what he did.
oh, is this a bad time?
No, you're fine, you're fine.
Okay.
You're going to see it regardless when he gets here, so...
Oh, yeah.
The last thing that I need to know, Duncan, is who are these other people that would be coming with you? Names, specifically. Unless you've forgotten already. Brief moment, and then one last sending. Oh, that's a pleasant surprise. Apparently it would be the same people that had a hand in, well, the good things that happened on this side of Efera.
The Wardens?
Yes, the Wardens. Varnast, Alec, Morganix must be the student, and he hadn't mentioned he hadn't mentioned Cyrus or Sailor, but those three at least. So, well, look at that. A small army, it seems. Who knows? Torin, maybe you will get your wish of being able to kill all the gnolls.
Well, from what we've heard about these warden people, I'm super excited. They sound strong and awesome.
Yes, quite.
Also, if it's not too much to ask, Miss Bade, do you know what this is? He's gonna take his pendant out. He's gonna turn it to the one side that has the symbol of...
Yeah. Okay. That's Professor, by the way. And she takes it and
Oh,
holds it in her
sorry.
hand. She'll make a history check. Ooh, that is a natural 20 plus 12 for her. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, wow. Very interesting. You see, buddy, for one, this one side is the Children of the Flame, which I'm sure you knew already, correct?
Yes.
Good.
I did.
This other side, though, I've seen this symbol before. You see, buddy, long ago when...
You can call me Torin, sorry.
Torin, that's fine. Well, Torin, long ago when I was... when I was wrinkle-free, when I was exploring the Bloody Mesa with Duncan, and with an old friend of his, Frederick, we had found a cave of sorts. And we were not able to go too deeply into the cave because there's this leader of the gnolls, a man, a gnoll, named Korvak, a titan among gnolls. He had found us attempting to go into the cave, and a horde of gnolls began to attack us. We barely were able to escape with our lives. But that symbol
was carved near that cave. That is very interesting that you have this.
Can I ask what the symbol looks like?
Yeah, so that symbol, so the one side, like I said, is the Children of the Flame, which is that sort of three-pointed flame that has that sort of shimmering gold to it. The symbol on the other side is comparable to a sun, but you can see that the top half of the sun has these sort of like beams of light, like how you would see on a sun, like the six
Yeah.
points coming out of the top of it.
Mhm.
But the bottom half is that of what seems to be like it's still like circular at the bottom, but the points aren't solid. They are more wispy, almost like shadow. And dividing the two parts in half, you can see two snakes devouring each other's tails.
What was the knoll name that she said?
Korvac, which I'll go ahead and she describes Korvac so I can share his. Oh no, do I not have his art saved here? Oh no. No. Okay. Well, unless I. Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah. Korvac is. Let me spell it out for you here real quick. Korvac.
Okay.
There you go. All right. Efera NPCs. Okay. So, with that, she.
Thorin just kind of bows and says, "Oh, thank you."
You're welcome. It's also worth noting that metal is very old. It's very odd to have something that, in all honesty, that old. Especially considering the Children of the Flame has only been, as far as I know, has only been in existence for the past 1,500 years, I believe, maybe 2,000. The origin of their faction is, well, not exactly known.
It's older than them.
Yes, considering the metallurgy and the type of material used, for one, I don't even recognize the metal. And I should have you know, my speciality is in archaeology. These are the things I'm supposed to know, Thorin. If I were to guess, my knowledge of ancient cultures starts to get a little fuzzy around 4,000 to 5,000 years ago. So it predates that at least.
Well, that's new knowledge to me. Wow. Thank you. I didn't know that.
I'm more than happy
Looks
to help.
like we're both going in the right spot then.
Seems that way. Is there anything you need from us, Professor?
No, I will organize the mounts that we need. I'll get the supplies already. Don't worry about that. I have a feeling this is going to be a plentiful expedition. A lot to be gained.
Sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes. Well, I suppose then we have one of two options. We could either wait for the wardens here in New Efera, or we could head straight to Nazunet, get a head start, and organize everything for the expedition into the Bloody Mesa.
I don't have a preference, Vlad.
The sooner we go, the better. once we can be ready, I think that would be for the best.
All right.
Yeah, maybe staying in one place too long might be a little bit too much for us.
Of course.
Though, we need rest and a good meal. So at least a night here before we move on.
Oh, for sure. My stomach is hurting.
We've been eating fish, crab meat, and crackers mainly for 3 months.
I need something. If I see another fish, I might throw up.
Well, if I can recommend one place, there is a native who came in from All's Crossing, hoping to help out with the rebuilding effort. A woman named Nahara. She came with a man by the name of Thomas, and there's a bullywug accompanying them named Fro. Apparently good friends with the Wardens, so if you'd like to get to know a little bit more about them, Nahara's currently overseeing things at the Taste of Tranquility.
Oh, we heard about that place.
It's very nice, and if you tell them that Grace sent you, they should hopefully put you up in a room for free. Food is a little short-handed right now, so you'll probably still have to pay for that. But room and board, rooms at least, hopefully will be free.
Thank you. And should we meet you somewhere tomorrow?
I'll meet you there in the morning, and we can walk and talk. I'll try and do a little bit more digging on anything related to... do you have an exact idea of where you need to go in the Bloody Mesa?
I'll know I'll know by morning.
Very well. I will start to plan out a few courses to a few different areas, just in case. Well, the two of you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow morning.
Very well.
Thank you.
She nods and smiles, and you can see she's definitely... She was very coarse. She was very sandpapery as you met her. But considering the information, and especially that thing you had, Torin, and this sort of like nature of you guys knowing these things and somehow being connected, it's very interesting to her. And the more interesting she finds something, it seems, the more she seems to like it. So she's warming up to the two of you.
Oh, right. Do you want me to have those people stop helping you? Otherwise, they'll go for 24 hours. They'll just keep doing it.
How about this? Can you choose to stop focusing on that at any time?
Well, I'm not focusing on it as much as they're just, I can tell them to stop.
Let's see. Oh. All right. You can tell them.
If the task is completed, they'll stop.
And you can see her look towards the massive books that's about halfway gone through now. You know what? I think they deserve all day tomorrow off if they get through that by the end of the day today. At the rate they're going, doesn't seem like it'll be a problem.
Very well. Well, it was a pleasure, and we look forward to meeting you in the morning.
Yes, have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much, Torin, and you as well. It was a pleasure meeting the two of you. She smiles, and with that, she turns back to the others who have not been mass suggested and says, I swear, Edwin, if you place the wrong stack of books in the wrong house again, you will be fired from here and removed from the Bloody Mesa and suspended from the College of Hearthcrest, as she's just like reaming into Edwin as he just drops the books and is like, please, Professor, no. Professor, I didn't mean to. No, please. As she continues back to what she was doing. So, with that, the two of you turn and head towards the Taste of Tranquility.
Yeah, I think so.
That we do.
Okay.
While we're walking there,
Yeah.
Torin does say to Oven, he goes, we've had a couple talks before about, myself, right? That's the most information I've ever learned about this pendant thing. It's kind of spooky, right?
Oven will clasp Torin on the shoulder. My friend, I think this is a great day and a day to celebrate. Spooky is something that I deal with quite a bit, but
Same.
knowledge is a gift that you've been given today.
That's a
We
good
will-
outlook.
That
Well,
it is.
I think we deserve a couple drinks and some food. Since you've been kind of giving out gold today, I'll pay for our stuff at the tavern if we need to pay.
I might have a means of procuring food, but yes, the people of this area do need as much gold as we can help them with.
I agree. Well, yeah, let's head to this tavern and get some drinks. I'm starving.
Okay. Alrighty. So with that, the two of you head towards the Taste of Tranquility. And just because I have it on there now, just so that way, as she was describing Korvac, this is what the other players have seen. So the only difference from this art that I'm about to show you is that Korvac in his right eye has like an emerald embedded into his skull.
Okay.
So that's the only difference there.
That guy looks cool.
Yeah, heads and all.
Yeah.
What a guy. Okay, so just wanted that to be out there. As all of you then begin to make your way towards the city center, which is where the Taste of Tranquility is at. Interestingly enough, in place of ruins and of destruction of city buildings and things that denote modern, or at least what some people considered civilization, begins to fade away the closer you get to the city center. As on the edges of this Taste of Tranquility, there is a burnt and scorched trees. But the closer you get, the life begins to return, as you can hear the sounds of nature begin to fill the area. The sound of the city begins to fade as you begin to approach what looks to be a very large inn of sorts. Some of it destroyed, but most of it repaired. You can see people talking and chatting outside, and as you step up into the building, you can see a woman with golden hair, shaved at the sides, golden eyes, wearing robes of black and gold and with some burgundies and reds mixed in. As she's just saying, "Now please, would you go and tend to their table? Also, Thomas, I heard that room 13 needs the linens changed. Do you think you and Fro could handle that?" And you can see that a larger man and the bullywug next to him. The man Thomas says, "Oh yes, of course, I could very much. Fro, do you think we could handle that?" And the bullywug looks up and in like almost good common says, yeah, we could handle that. Yeah. I can make a bed. Yeah. Oh yes, very good, and kind of pats her on the back. And Nahara, the woman, smiles and says, very good. Well, please go. Oh, hello. And Nahara, this woman that you were told about, she greets the two of you. "Hello, welcome to the Taste of Tranquility. My name is Nahara. How may I help the two of you today? Are you looking for rooms for food?"
Actually, both.
Very good. Do you know how long you will be staying in the Taste of Tranquility?
Just the evening. Grace sent us.
Grace, helping with the organization of the books and literature, right?
Correct. We assisted in one way or another today, and we are going on an expedition in the morning.
Well, of course. I would be more than happy to provide you with at least your rooms for free. Grace has been doing great work for the city, so it is only fair. In terms of food, though, storage is a little short right now. So I'm willing to prepare you anything we have, but just be sure that, just know that prices may be a little high, which I wish they didn't have to be, but any profit that is made goes towards fixing the city and finding a home for natives that have been displaced from the revolution.
Well, we do not mind. We will pay double.
Oh, that is very kind of you.
Those that do kind deeds deserve the wealth that they could accrue.
Oh. And you can see that she kind of smiles and laughs and says, well, thank you. So, is there anything in particular I can get you for food?
Anything that's just not fish.
Yeah, no fish. If it had 4 legs, perfect. As long as it's not a dog, cat. Pig. Yeah, pig meat. Yeah, cow meat. All of it. Anything
Yes.
you got.
I actually just went out hunting this morning. So there are some fresh hogs. So yes, I can very easily make you some pork. No problem.
Perfect. And we'll any room that you can have that's large enough. Do you happen to have? I'll need several things that I've run out of. I need candles, incense, and that's about it.
Of course, I can definitely do that for you.
Also, I don't know how entertainment has been of recent, but this evening I can put on a performance for your guest if you like, free of charge, nothing overtly at your expense. Any profits that you make, I'll make sure go to you and not to my own pocket.
Well, thank you very much. That is very kind of you.
You deserve it for the work you're doing. Pity I did not introduce myself. I am Vladimir Lestrange, a speaker of spirits. Yes.
Oh. There were people in the tribes back where I was from before everything happened. They could also speak to spirits. I would be interested to see your performance tonight. Well, Vladimir, it is good to meet you. And you are looking to you, Torin.
I'm Torin, friendly companion of Vladimir here. I'm just strong.
And wise, beyond his own time. He does not give himself enough credit.
Torin slightly blushes. Thanks.
Heating up in his cheeks as the scales begin to turn a little red.
Oh, not again. Move all wooden furniture away. Oh, damn.
Oh. Okay. Well, I will go get you the food and some drinks, and I'll be sure to procure those supplies for your performance tonight. It may be exactly what we need to get some more people in here. Some natives, they have a not good connection to this place, specifically this inn.
Well,
yes, but hopefully now things will start to turn around. It's part of the reason I came here from Mole's Crossing. So, I will go get you your food and your drinks, and I will be right back.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. With that, Nahara will turn and exit, go to get you your food and drink. And
So
yeah.
Oven's doing like a performance tonight.
Mhm.
Okay. I went to the restaurant.
Oh no, you're good. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
Torin just looks at him and goes, so what are you going to do?
Right. We haven't been in cities together. Well, I'll create a spectacle of illusion, summon some spirits, and, well, perform its magic.
That sounds super cool and awesome. And I don't want to be that person, but since we've been in the city, you've definitely wanted to keep a low profile. Don't you think that might heighten that a little bit?
We're here for an evening. A tale of a Vladimir the Lestrange, and his ability to speak with spirits will, I'm sure, undoubtedly gain some attention, but bringing people to this location and having them enjoy an evening is much more than important than keeping a low profile. As long
I
as
agree.
people don't say my real name,
I have no idea what that is.
I'll pat you on the shoulder. Yes, indeed. Well, maybe tonight is the night I tell you another story.
Oh, I can't wait. Your stories are pretty good.
Pretty good. And he'll just laugh as they receive food and begin eating.
Okay, alrighty, yeah. Nahara brings back the food. The two of you begin to chow down, eating away at your food, drinking, and some time passes. Eventually, the evening's performance comes. Word having been spread, you can see the tavern is much more full than what it was when you two initially arrived. People ready to see this performance, this spectacle of spirits. And then, Oven, was there something in particular that you wanted to do, or do you just want to kind of give us a little bit of flavor of what you're doing?
Yeah, I think the way that it would go is that Oven would set up just in the center of a stage would just be a empty chair. And then there would be like drapery and whatnot, and he would begin the performance by doing a bit of like pyrotechnics and have flames that are green colors, and the faces of spirits would come out of that. And then as there was smoke that would fill the stage, as it dispersed, he would emerge from this curtain. And he would go on and introduce himself, but then say roughly a bit of this monologue of, from the moment I came to this city, I found that the spirits were alive and telling the tales of the beyond and the unknown. And I'm actually going to roll my bardic inspiration to see what spirits were talking to me using that wonderful feat. So I'm going to roll a d10. A real dice. Because why not? All right. D8, D10. Okay, so we got an 8 on the list. All right. So he will pull out this deck of cards that he's been traveling with all different faces and different shapes and images across it, what us normal individuals would know as a tarot deck.
Are you shuffling cards right now?
I am shuffling cards right now.
Oh, hell yeah.
So he will pull from one of these cards that lights with this spectral light as his eyes roll in the back of his head, and they begin to radiate this bright golden light as it peers out. And one of the cards, without him, he folds the cards out, and one card seems to illuminate and then lift up and show an image to the whole crowd in front of him. And as he does that, the image on it has of this giant that is laid out floating in the clouds with several individuals seating around on its back, some wearing crowns as they pass through this turbulent sky, as the world underneath them is kind of breaking apart in different ways. And he will then begin to tell the tale of the Phantom. Many moons ago, high above the sky with the turbulent clouds, the crashing of thunder, there was a tower with great spirals. Coming out of it was a mysterious man who, over the times of days long past, was missing at his core, something that he had given away for the profiteers of his own lined pockets filled with golds and gems. He gave away his soul. And one eerie evening, coming crashing through the soul of the earth itself, a lightning crashed through his tower, and bits of the broken stones carried and fell to the ground around him. This precipice of his greed there returned. The phantom of his own soul, and sparks will leash out of Vladimir's hands as the smoke begins to twirl up into the sky, and flashes of light begin to go and appear onto the stage as this spectral image of an individual, a long beard, ghostly eyes, sunken in chin, wearing a kind of like a spectral crown, is seated in the empty chair in the middle of the stage. Now you all can ask questions of this doomed man. And he'll point towards them. You there in the audience.
Yeah, pointing towards Thomas, who just had been cleaning a table, is enraptured in the performance. And
yes, I suppose that I could ask a question. What, why did you do it? Why did you, go to such great lengths for what you deemed was necessary?
Oh, very good. And he'll, Vladimir will open his arms for everyone to applaud the question of Thomas.
oh, yeah. The audience claps. Fro claps extra
Or
hard.
applauds.
The little bullywug next to him. Yeah, Thomas, good question.
Vlad will move his hands back over to the seated spectral, who begins to recognize the words coming towards him as he floats out of his chair, his hands reaching out towards Thomas. And there will be a moment where he'll get closer and closer as this mouth opens wider and wider, and you see Vlad jumps in and waves his hands and pushes back the spirit as the spirit moves back down, and Vlad's eyes will roll back into his head, and he'll speak in this dark tone, this necrotic voice, greed, and that will just like open out wide towards Thomas. Just terrifying visage, and
Yeah.
as he's just
Thomas
Vladimir
is
begins
shaking in his
coughing it
boots
out.
right now. Yeah.
Another question. You'll hear Vladimir shake out of him.
Okay. At this point, Nahara will raise her hand, intrigued by the performance so far. And
Yes, you.
You did it for greed. That is what you said. Were you a native to these lands? Or were you someone who came looking for riches?
And without like saying any words, the spirit will rise, and there will be images of Efera, not of Efera, of
Tarkir, yeah.
Tarkir, and just like that, royal colors will begin to illuminate over it. And there will be like a sadness that comes over him. But of this tale of woe and the towers booming around, the great man's greed, in his final moments, seeing the spectral of his soul returning to him, the clouds parted, and the glory of the world and the celestial light beamed down, and you see that he opens the clouds that he has created on the stage as the light beams down. Though the man's soul was parted between his greed and his desire, the coffers of his estate now he opened and gave to the world all that he had, so that his soul could move on. He claps his hands, and you see the spirit begin to split and then reform, and then bolts of light begin to shed out of him as he is moved closer and towards the light. Now I need all of you, all your good energy, all of your happiness, all your joy. Cheer him on to the other light, that greed and the money in the pockets of these rich, wealthy people be drained out, so that this man can be freed.
Yeah. Considering the performance up until this point, everybody is just, whether they be followers of Pelor or Arathis or any other god, they're starting to say those prayers that way. They are, any of the natives in the room, they're starting to chant their native rituals of happiness and celebration. Or other people are just, like Thomas is just pushing his hands towards the spirit and just saying, "Oh, good thoughts, good thoughts, good thoughts, good thoughts." Just trying to push those towards them.
Fantastic. And as that goes on and on with these images, and the room begins to illuminate with this bright obviously there's a bit of like hand trickery and magic spells being cast
Mhm.
by Vlad. But eventually the room illuminates. The spirit takes a full form. He bows and then dissipates into the light. And then crashing onto the ground as though he had expended so much energy, Vlad begins to sink to his knees.
The audience
Thorn
kind
comes
of,
over.
the audience
Sorry.
like gasps. Well, they cheer at first, and then seeing you drop, they gasp. As Torin, you run up to him.
I run up to him and I pick him up, and then put his hand up, and just kind of whisper to him, "What do I do now?"
Just walk me off the stage. Just walk me off the stage. It's fine. It's
All right.
part of the show.
Yeah, and he'll turn around and give a bow, and as he turns around and starts walking off the stage, his shield will put a smile up. I don't know. As he
It's
walks
something.
over there.
It's like nothing.
Yeah.
Everything's okay.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, and seeing you're okay, the audience does cheer and clap as they were thoroughly entertained by your performance that you had given. You can see certain people, they come up to you wishing to give tips or to give money, but I'm assuming you then redirect them to Nahara.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Or anything that is put into a jar at the end of the performance after people leave. Vladimir would Oven would clean himself up and then walk over and just literally pour gold, silver, copper, whatever, and give it to Nahir. And give some extra money to Thomas for scaring the hell out of him.
Oh yeah. He Oh god, it's so funny. Yeah, you come over and he's like, are there any spirits around me?
He'll cast, Oven will cast Mage Hand and pull a gold out of his own pocket and have the Mage Hand carry it over to Thomas's shoulder, and just be like, I don't know, you tell me. And he'll point to the Mage Hand that's holding the coin.
Torn is gonna go, there's one right there.
Oh no. That's you see, this is Thomas, by the way. He's like, oh, and he like goes to grab the gold and he takes it.
Yeah, the hand gives to him, and then
Okay.
it then just disappears.
Oh my, that is that is so cool. Kind of tucks it into his little vest. Oh my goodness, are there any more? Is there more around me, or was it just the one with the gold?
Well, you'll have to wait to find out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can wait to find out. Oh, that's so cool. Huh. And you see now, he's not even paying attention to you anymore. He's just looking around, like trying to like narrow his eyes, trying to see if he can see any spirits. And Fro's just kind of looking up at him like, what are you doing right now, dude? Okay.
Yeah. Oven or Vladimir will politely bow towards Thomas and begin to start moving towards their room.
Okay, yeah. So Nahara, as you were heading off the stage and gave her the money, she would give you the key to your room. You'd be staying in room 111. So hands you that and points you in the right direction. Find your room, and unless there's a conversation the two of you are going to have, you head to sleep.
Taking the incense and the candles and some of like the extra food, Oven would make a circle in the floor using paint and candle wax, and taking a piece of like hair that's bundled up in a golden thread, out of his top pocket, he will cast scrying. To see, because he told Grace that he would have a better idea of where he was going in the morning. So he's going to try to scry to see if there is a better location.
Okay. All right. And which thing are you scrying on? If you'd rather message me, you can do that.
Whatever he might think would be in the Bloody Mesa.
Okay. So, you do know that thing number one, like primary objective for Ovend, has been known to have things attached to it to prevent scrying from being successful.
Yeah.
So instead, you focus on thing number two. As you focus on the blade, you think and you channel this item that you know. You know it's possible. And you have a moment where you begin to zone out. Your vision disconnects from the room around you, the fireplace burning in the corner, Torin standing in front of you. You black out. And you are pushed forward in time and space and existence. You see the world around you begin to blur and shift in 1,000 different directions, becoming 1,000 different things, until eventually the chaos and the turmoil calms. Order and peace is restored to your vision, as you can hear and feel whipping winds and sand hitting you in your face. You can see the mouth of a cave. You can see a skull carved into the mountainside. And you can see, sticking out from the rock and sand at the mouth of the cave, is a blade. Your blade, your family's blade, with no person near it. Just a sword, alone, at the mouth of that cave. You watch for a moment until the spell itself expires. And eventually, in the last few moments, you hear the sound of footsteps approaching the sword. And you can see 3 individuals approach. You can see 2 gnolls approaching, none of them matching the description of Korvac. But then you see a 3rd individual, a man approaching, wearing robes of black and gray, a large hat covering his face, and long gray hair and a long goatee coming off of his chin. You can see him standing with the gnolls as they approach the cave. His skin is, well, you can tell that at one point in time he may have had pale complexion. His skin now looks cracked. And anywhere where those cracks are in the skin, they seem to be leaking this dark red mixed with black just shadow. This ash and ember leaking out from this individual. And you can see that he has this animalistic nature to him. As the 2 gnolls look up to this man and they say,
Father, this is where Korvac told us to go, yes? Yes. This is where we go, yes?
You can see the man they addressed as father. He looks down to the gnolls and says,
This is where we go. This is where we were told. But let me be very clear to the two of you. I do not serve Korvac. I am here because my master commands it.
with that, he walks into the cave, and the two gnolls follow behind him. And on that note, that is where we're going to go ahead and end the session point 5. So, the implication there is obviously, I don't know, Oven, how much of that you would share with Torin. But what we have then is the implication is the rest of the night happens. You go to sleep, you wake up, you inform Grace as to the geological things, and the two of you and Grace start heading toward Nazunet, that city, that small stop before you head into the actual Bloody Mesa.
Awesome.
Yeah, there you go.
Hell yeah. I think at the end, after doing that scrying, Ovend would tell Torin his real full name and who he was.
Got it.
I think he would tell him that he was... he would tell him that he was a Jarl, but that no one can know. And that what he's looking for is something that belongs to his family.
Okay. Very good. Very good indeed. So yeah, obviously, John, you know that, so we can leave that to the imagination of the other players and the audience here. Alrighty, well, wonderful point 5, you guys. That was a whole lot of fun.
Woo.
Yeah, I had so much fun.
And the best part is, I think that if I'm correct in my math, even though this is session 60.5, I think that there are probably 50 to 60 more sessions of Efera left. So you guys are joining right at the halfway point of the campaign.
Dump it in.
Yep. So yeah, I'm very excited. I think Ryan might be a little spicy right now, considering what was in that last moment. But
Okay. So that was him then, was it?
yeah.
Okay, I thought so, but I was like half listening, so I was like, wait, who'd they call father? Shit.
Yep, Father Parido.
I know nothing.
Yeah, there is so just for you two, one thing that you guys are going to have to do later, this is going to be a few sessions from now, but in this sort of like large cosmic conflict that's going on, there are these entities known as the 13 Forsaken, and they are pretty much like the generals or the like right-hand servants of the Dark One. And the party has, over the campaigns, they were people that the party members, like the players, created. And we did a small one-shot for the Salamander Coast group where they played as these people, and now these people are starting to come up in the campaigns. So the Explorers of Efera, they made their evil one-shot characters, but I want you guys to be able to play as your two characters before you have to make your two members of the 13. And then the thing is whatever you make, you will probably end up having to fight, but with some mystical Dark One magic sort of sprinkled into it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Dope.
It's going to be pretty crazy. So that was Ryan's member of the 13, Father Parido. Which, yeah.
He's a nasty one. I'm very proud of the work I did on him.
Just be glad you're not fighting Jamie's Mysterio character. or for that matter, Mother Malice. But you've already had a little bit of dabble with one of the Baynirs, Denon Baynir.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Denon Baynir, because Malice Baynir is one of the 13 as well. But yeah, it's just on information that your characters know, the players know. So yeah, the son of one of the 13 had a little chit chat with you today. His ghoulish presence.
I might have let him know that someone was an angel.
Oh
Oops.
yeah, whoopsie. Anyway, a lot of fun. So thank you guys so much for playing. I look forward to next Friday. Because, yeah, so probably, I think that you guys will probably introduce to the party by the hour and a half, maybe hour mark.
Okay.
Yeah, so just be there for the full thing. Yeah, I look forward to next Friday. It's going to be a whole heck and a lot of fun.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The Torn and Oven buddy group is hilarious.
It's a good duo. Yeah, I'm a fan.
Oven's like, Torn, stop saying so much stuff.
Out of curiosity, are we just going to meet them in New Efera now, Joe? Or
I think so, probably, because I think I think that what's going to happen is Grace is going to say, like, there was a choke in the supply chain and it's going to take a little while for the extra supplies to get here. So you're just going to be in New Efera for the time that it's going to take the party to get there.
Hell yeah. Get them in sooner. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so that probably means that you guys will be in there in the first maybe 25, 30 minutes then, actually, now that I think about it. So yeah, you'll be introduced fairly early on.
All right. I got to get back to work, so I'm actually going to hop out of the call,
Okay.
but good session, you guys.
Yes, farewell. Thanks for tuning in, Ryan. I appreciate
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Thanks.
And by the
See you
way,
next
thank you, audience, for tuning in. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate you. Tune in on Tuesday for the Salamander Coast. Next Wednesday for the Session .5 with Felicity's new character to the Isles of Efera. Next Friday to see these two integrated into the campaign of the Explorers of Efera. Or next Saturday to see Felicity's character from the Session .5 on Wednesday integrated into that campaign. So much stuff is happening. It's so cool. Thanks for watching. I hope you had a good time. I know I did. I will see you guys later. Farewell.